we truly are is this moment. And that's a real celebration. So if you can hear that right now, there's obviously a resonance with the moment. So when I used to first hear this in Buddhism, like something in me knew that. Like when people talked about the moment, there was something that like was like, ooh, that just touched me. Not all the time. When I was really closed down, I'd be like, oh, fuck the moment. But when I was open or just in an average mood, if someone started speaking about this moment, I'd be like, yeah, there's something here. And this is who you really are, is this moment. And this moment doesn't inherently contain anything, yet it is everything. So the deepest teaching in Buddhism is that the nature of life is empty and full simultaneously. So this moment is emptiness, it's absolute emptiness, and it's fullness at the same time. The person's like, what does that mean for me? It's empty, I don't like that word. I only like the word full. It doesn't mean anything for you on the human level, but on the absolute level of who you are, that's who's looking out now. There's not something or somebody looking out. It's an illusion. It's your story of yourself, and then this identification with the story. So it's this story arising like, my name is Jane, I am a secretary. That's very sexist, Lisa, sorry. My name is Jane, I am an engineer. I have 0 children. I do not want to get married. I am a lesbian. I've been a lesbian since I was born. I have a cat. I do not like arrogant people. I only like kind people. I want to go to Barbados when I'm when I retire. I want to write a book about my journeys through this life, an autobiography. Auto, or is it biography? Biography. Bio. Which is the one when you write it yourself? I don't know. I like the royal family. I do not like the Conservative Party. I like the Liberal Democrats. I do have the opinion that that global warming is not happening, is actually a farce that's made up by eco-nuts, by the lefties that are trying to suppress the white man. I do not like dogs. I would like to learn how to ride on a helicopter. I really can't stand people that talk too much. And on it goes. There's the story. She maybe was a bit shallow. Like I could have told her a story about, a bit of a story about her family history, blah, blah, blah. So we identify with this story, and then we also have this voice in our head that's always telling us that we are the doer. So it's always repeating back to us that we're the doer and that we choose and that this is our life. So it's like you look at a banana and an apple, and then there's a conversation that happens in your head. Should I pick the apple or should I pick the banana? Bananas are giving you more release of serotonin, or I've forgotten which chemical it is, but they are better for you. Yes, but I prefer apples. You always choke on the apples, but. And it feels like that's who you are, that voice in your head. But that voice in your head comes and goes. It's not always present. There's something that's conscious of that voice in the head that's always here. And your mistake is that you are words that are being seen. They're only thoughts. And where do those thoughts arise from? So it looks like that's who you are, because there's this whole conversation appearing, and it's like, should I? And then there's an image of the I who is sitting here, who is a woman with blonde hair, pick an apple or a banana. But notice there's something that's conscious of that. There's something that knows that. That is something that's moving, the idea of your body, the idea that you're the chooser, the idea that you can do something, all of that's coming and going. It doesn't change who you truly are, which is this moment, and this moment is mysterious. This moment is unknowable and free. It doesn't have an effect on that. That stays the same, but we assume that we're something that isn't always here, that's always changing, moving, evolving, and morphing into different people. We could say there seems to be a character that comes with the body, but all of that's updating, like it's changing. But so there's a character, but that character isn't who you are. So every body has particular characters, and it's something that's coming and going. When you're sitting watching TV, where is the character then? But yet there is consciousness. When you're watching a beautiful sunset, where is the character then? But yet there is consciousness. When you're making love, where is the character then? But there is consciousness. Notice in every experience, there's always this awake presence, this consciousness. You can even go deeper than consciousness, and say there is no consciousness, there's only what is. But because most people traditionally speak about consciousness in non-duality, I'll stick to it. There's always this consciousness, this awakeness, and this sense of I am in every experience. When you're 2, 4, 8, 12, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, there's awakeness. And that's who you are. That's your essence. The stories are coming and going. The identification with the stories will create seeking. And this seeking derives from feeling uncomfortable, because when you identify with your stories, when you identify with that which isn't true, then you seek to try to resolve it in the future. So you seek with the story that you're Jane and that you're 38 and that you blah, 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 blah. There's an identification with it, and that always feels narrow and feels like there's something wrong because it's a lie. Then what Jane does is she says, there's something wrong with my current experience. I'm going to look to the future for something better. So then Jane begins to imagine these better scenarios that are going to come in the future, and it makes her feel a bit better. Or she imagines all the things that she's going to avoid from the past and has all these stories about how she's guilty or not guilty. And this has immense effect on your emotional body. It sends the emotions into chaos. It sends your chakra system really out of balance. So often it can lead to dis-ease, like health problems. I'm not saying all health problems are because of that. Obviously, we've got to have health problems to die and move on and give the earth to the next generation. But it can give health problems. It can create stress, immense stress. It can create immense mental disease. It can create really unbalanced projections, emotional imbalance, abusive relationships, and do all types of things. So what these talks do is they're trying to remind you of something that's beyond you. Who is there without you? What's there without you? And it just works slowly, bit by bit, keep pointing out what's an illusion. I work with the chakras a lot because I think that feeling it in your body, like feeling what your lies are in your body, is much easier than feeling the lies in your mind, because the mind is constantly lying. It's like, who's detecting the lies in the mind? So it's like letting the body guide the way. Like the body knows when it's an illusion. The body knows when it's telling something that's not true because it's uncomfortable. It knows when it's bullshitting. So if you go up to somebody and you're like, hello, my name is Ronald McDonald, and I am a successful entrepreneur and I want to grow my business tenfold, then you feel your body and see what it does. You know, more than likely that's about showing off to become something better. So you've already got a sense of insecurity of the other person. So there's already contraction in the body. You want to be better, you want to show off to the other. So there's already a sense that you're not enough. And your body will tell you that instantly. Like if there's a tension in the body, they'll instantly know that there's an insecurity and that there's a compensation for that insecurity. If you just stay in the mind will really believe that you're better than the other person, that you're this entrepreneur and that you've got to tell this person. Then you'll go on and bore the person to death for 10 minutes or 20 minutes or 30 minutes, telling the other person how successful you are, and the other person's like flattened by the end of it. Or maybe the other person's convinced, oh yes, this human being is definitely a better human being than me. He's got me. He's better than me. So, who are you beyond all your crap ball? Who are you just here, right now? Like if you're thinking of any stories, of any ideas, that's not you, that's being seen. Who sees that? Who? Who? That is super exciting. Okay.